Hi everyone, Edward Anime here. Before entering the video content, don't forget to like it, subscribe channel, please leave a comment below to support me. Thank you very much. After a fun outing with Minaba on the way home, Hazuka suddenly, I saw a terrible thought. From an AI that just passed by, she fainted right on the road, this time at the ESP office. Mamoto's talking about recently, there are constant attacks on girls. High school, there are details that match Haruka's thought passage. Haruka couldn't see the killer's face. As well as, it's very difficult to explain her psychic abilities. So we decided not to call the police. Just keep looking at the situation. I heard Moro said that the chances of the unsub finding him are slim. But Haruka is still scared to be alone. I asked Minaba to stay with me. After dropping by the house to get stuff, Minaba is excited to return to Haruka's house. With determination, you will be a real man today. But Harry's appearance shattered the dream. Beautiful thought of the boy, by the victim of the assault. They also studied at our school. The police were quickly there to get more information. The appearance of the police make Hazuka really puzzled about that. Should we keep quiet or not? Hyoji still advises Hazuka should do according to Mamoto's words, to avoid unnecessary trouble. But unfortunately, the conversation was overheard by two girls in the class, and then run to the edge, and it's kind of confusing for Hazuka. Harry got angry and sent the two away. However, it also attracted attention of everyone in the class. To the next day, rumor of a student in school know about the perpetrator of the assault, but cowardly refused to denounce. It spread throughout the entire school. I feel like I'm the one who did this. I'm sorry, Haruka, but everyone says that. It's not your fault. At this moment Jiju suddenly called. He said he wanted to invite us to dinner, and everyone was very excited. When you're about to host a delicious meal, only Harry refused on the grounds that he had a job. I'm busy so I won't go. After meeting, Jiju just told Haruka. Both Iriko and Harry called him for worrying about Haruka's current mood, and want to cheer her up. Suddenly Haruka's mother is that Kumiko also appears with her new love. See you Kumiko. Haruka could and she was scared. And then, with the cheers of three friends, Hazuka calmed down and told her mother. Currently, she had friends and was no longer alone. Then I heard Minaba confirm, I'll never leave Haruka. Kumiko just doesn't seem to care, and tell you to do whatever you like. This quote goes to Tai Minaba. It has a different meaning. He thought his mother-in-law agreed. Convenient to be at the hotel. I want to move the room right away. It made Kumiko unable to help the Minaba eat a stick for sighing. Right at that moment, Haruka seems to feel it. Kumiko still cares about me, even if it's just a little bit. The next day, Hazuka happily brings some sweets to school. Give it to Harry. I was surprised to find out she was arrested by the police. There was another attack last night. I didn't know why Harry was there this time. So you've been put on suspicion by the police, and detained pending investigation. And we don't even know what to do next. I suddenly found the big-breasted detective the day before. He called out to them from a distance. Then they were all smuggled by Sakino to see Harry, because she thought if she had friends by her side, Harry will be more cooperative in the investigation. Then Harry began to tell the story. Then Ra knows about it. Who spread malicious rumors to Haruka? It's one of my friends. So I met her and told her to stop it, but can't. So Harry decided to follow, to keep convincing that girl. But in the end, I found my friend lying unconscious, after being attacked at work, present at the scene. In addition to that, there were threats. Victim. Harry is the #1 suspect in this case. I know Harry Ra is doing this because of his business. Haruka couldn't be quiet anymore. She's determined to tell you what she knows. At this moment the cell door was opened. The inspector was there last time, to hear the information. Hazuka's about to talk about the unsub. Original Inspector Yamaha. She doesn't seem to have much faith in what she says. But after Haruka give out confidential information about your life, he was forced to change his attitude. I trusted Haruka, but Yamaha said it couldn't release Harry Ra, because of the spiritual power. Still not recognized by society. You can't take it as evidence. The police have their own honor, and you can't depend on strangers like that. Okay. Iriko was very angry when she heard these words. Let Yanmar remember about her mother, who also died, just because of that thing called police honor. After the group left, Yanmar told it to Sakino, that Ichiko's mother supported. The police are very involved in the investigation, but in an informal way, and because of that, too, they can only ignore it. When she's falsely accused of being a fake, Sakino is not too focused on Yamaha's story. I'm just wondering at Sao, Haruka's friends. I can accept being red all the time, to be by your side. Babe, don't know. Is it affected by what happened? But on the way back, Iriko tried to convince us, using Haruka's psychic abilities, to find a killer. It could save Harry. Mamoto has always supported Irik. Hazuka, even if a little scared, but she still decided she'll do this for Hiyori. Only Minabo's resolutely opposed. Because you don't want to. Hazuka must face any risk. And then after an argument, Haruka accidentally said that she hated Minaba. Makes him quite shocked. And then he said he'll ignore you from now on. At the headquarters of the especially BA people, we are analyzing together about the places where the unsub committed the crime. But Iriko and Mamoto both noticed Haruka. They don't focus on what they say. I'm just thinking about Minaba. I told her to go home first. On the way home, I met Sakino at a park near my house. After knowing the intention, we're going to find the Hazuka killer ourselves. Sakino tried to stop it, and advised her, let the police take care of this. A few days later Hiyori was released. There was another assault. During the time she was detained, so they have no reason to continue Kia's dangerous work. But suddenly, Haruka, say you want to find a killer. Iriko knew Haruka was doing it because she was so moved. In a phone call later, Sakino continued to advise the whole group, so stop what you're doing. At the same time emphasize, all of us, don't go near the alley on 2nd Street, because there is information that shows the unsub may be hiding near here. Ignore all warnings from Sakino. Iriko thinks this is an opportunity, and decided to take Ra as bait, to lead the unsub. The plan was quickly drawn up. Then we all immediately headed to the alley. Then when it's almost there, then I heard the thoughts of the killer, and more horrifying than, in the content of that line of thought, he also mentioned the name of Iriko. There's something wrong with a hunch. Mamoto runs right to the alley. Then, the unsub was about to attack Iriko, so I took my tall body out, to support you with a stick. Hiyori has also arrived, and immediately engaged the unsub, but you are not his opponent either. They're quickly thrown into the trash. The unsub saw that the passerby had also begun to notice. They also quickly left the scene. After putting Moro in the hospital outside, Haruka started to take full responsibility again, just like she did before. Sho Hiyori tried to solve the problem. When I'm alone wandering aimlessly, I met Sakino again at the park. The last time I saw her leg was injured, so Sakino gave Haruka, go home to treat the wound. For fear that Harry would be worried, Haruka, I texted her to let her know, I'm at Suzukino's house. While Minaba was bored, stay at home and wait for news. Message from Haruka, where did Hiyori suddenly appear? And made him accompany him to the elementary school gate, where you two studied together. After talking about what just happened, Harry gave Minaba a slap, and asked where he had been while Haruka, the most needed, just for a small thing to leave her, or why, but, that's not all Harry wanted to say. Then she suddenly confessed to Minaba, it's amazing to you. After realizing that Harry was serious, Minaba also refused, and said you're in love with Haruka alone. Listen to Minaba's answer. Harry didn't seem sad or hopeful either. You said you knew the answer, but still decided to say Ra so as not to regret. I will also bless you at the same time, but all of those liberal expressions has completely disappeared. After Minaba left, Harry sat down, and couldn't stop my tears. Even though I predicted this result, right now at the hospital, after what happened to Maruto, Unico has also realized her selfish revenge. It could be dangerous for a lot of people. Iriko still thinks that the reason Maruto always tries to protect her, it's out of respect for your mother. But then Mamoto said straight out to Ra that, Ichiko's place is in his heart. It's much more important than that admiration. Then Mamoto discovered something unusual. It's a reminder not to go to Sakino's Kia Alley. For them, normally, this will cause the subject to be reminded. I am more curious and want to go there. In addition, the unsub knew the name of Iriko, and know ahead of time, they'll be there to act. All these points makes Sakino extremely suspicious. This time at Sakino's house, she also started working with Haruka. It made her terrified. The strange thing is that Sakino's current thinking, that's the exact opposite of what Haruka did. I've read it in my previous meetings with her. It's like two completely different people. After discovering the point of suspicion, Mamoto tried to find out Sakino's home address. Let Minaba know, so he can get there quickly. After a chase, Haruka has Sakino cornered to land can of the roof and there's no escape. So Sakino's not stingy. That explains the questions. Before sending her off, out from childhood, Sakino was much taller than his peers. Makes her very shy and always teased by her friends. So Sakino decided to learn martial arts to be stronger. But, this is what scares the people around you, and don't want to be friends with her. The solitude that made Sakino, choosing to bury negative thoughts, deep inside me. To give birth to this evil personality is always bad. After saying all that needs to be said, Sakino evil raised high stick. Then he rushed towards Haruka. Minaba appeared in time to help her, followed by empathy from the heart. Haruka helped Sakino wake up, and triumph over the evil personality within. The weather has also shifted to the east. Currently, everyone has returned to a normal life. After that event, Iriko also said, I'm sorry for arresting Haruka. You have to do it according to your selfish will. And Haruka thanks Iriko for bringing her to this magical place, to be able to be yourself. That night after returning, Haruka was surprised upon seeing the appearance of Kumiko inside his room in the